Okay, so I think we shall start now. Let me share my screen. Make sure that my voice is audible and my screen is visible or not. So my screen is visible, right? Okay, fine. Let us start. Okay. So welcome to the live interaction session of week 7 in Computer Integrated Manufacturing course, which is instructed by Professor J. Ramkumar and Professor Amandeep Singh from IIT Kanpur, and this is Chinmoy Pemarak Scholar from IIT Madras. So basically in this week the assignment questions are being asked on that computer aided process planning and that group technology related things. So basically we'll see the questions which are being asked in previous year and this year also. So we'll see step by step. So basically, if we give a brief overview, and also we have seen in our lecture notes that group technology, it's nothing but manufacturing philosophy in which that similar parts are identified and grouped together to take the advantages of similarities in design and production systems. So like that actually finally contributes to the integration of computer aided design and computer aided manufacturing together. So basically the thing is that it gives some benefits as well of group technology in manufacturing process, which are nothing but it's due to is the similarity in designs. It be easily modified from the existing designs or database instead of starting from the new one or from the scratch, we can say. And then like standard process plans are there that can be developed for the groups also. And then tooling and setups, like standard tooling can be developed for part family, so allows faster production and for the less inventory and work in process. And then that time through input time gets also reduced, so material handling and movement is being reduced. So those are the few of the benefits of that group technology in manufacturing system. So basically in that group technology like can be like that implementation can be like divided into three different parts, which are nothing but that actions on the manufacturing process, changes to the production process, and results to the results for that organization. So group technology has set actions on that manufacturing process, that is part simplification, parts and standardization, and production control. So those are the three parts or actions on the manufacturing process that takes that group technology. So like in part family, the thing is that like collection of parts that like gives the similarities in geometric shapes, sizes, or steps is used in that manufacture. So those are those are basically consist of part families, which is a central feature of that group technology. So like that ways to identify the part similarities are in like individual groups grouping or part classification and codings and production flow analysis. Those are the three ways to identify each part families. So what are those? One is intuitive grouping, that is that is using best judgment to group parts into appropriate families, or based on that parts or photos of the parts. So it's a visual inspection, we can say. Or second one is the parts classification and coding, that is similarities, identification of the similarities and differences among parts and relating them by means of coding technology. We can have that classification. And the next one is production flow analysis, that is actually it's like introduced using that information contained on the truth sheets to classify the parts. So here first question is given as the process of using information contained on root sheets to classify parts is known as, that is nothing but production flow system, right? Because just now we have seen the ways to identify the part families. So basically those are nothing but that grouping, then classification and coding system, production flow analysis. Grouping is nothing but it's kind of a visual inspection which we can tell like judgment, based on the based judgment to group parts into appropriate families, or based on the, we can say, photos of the parts. Then comes to the classification and coding. Based on the coding scheme itself, it like it identifies the similarities and differences among parts. And the next one is production flow analysis, where the informations are contained on the root sheets to classify the parts, different parts. So the right option for this will be option C, that is production flow analysis. Okay. So, which of the following, next question is, which of the following parts are the is or are the part design attribute? Okay. So, like now comes to the layout of that process. Like one is traditional process layout, one is cellular layout. So those are basically like the traditional process layout, that is similarity in the machines, or we can say like drilling, milling, then turning, those we can classify based on this like similarity in machines, and then we can make a layout of that process layout. So cellular layout, like each cell specializes in producing one or limited number of part families. Likewise we can like make a layout of the group technology. So there's the part class among them, that the what the question tells is that which of the following is the part design attribute. So if while coming to that, part design attributes are the characteristics, we can say, of a part that are determined during the design process. So these attributes, like we can say, influence basically the way the part is manufactured, assembled and used. So part function is here we can say is an important part design attribute, because it defines the purpose of the part and its intended use, we can say. So this information helps to determine the material, size, shape and the features of the part that will be required to meet functional requirements. For example, a part like we can say part is that is designed to support a heavy load. So basically it will need to be made of strong material and have a specific shape to provide the required strength and stability. So from that itself we can say, so the part function like should be the part design attributes here, rather than batch size and machine tools. So the correct option should be part function, right? So, like part design, even rather than that, like part function is the part design attributes. Except these, there are other part design attributes. So there's that is dimension, external shape, internal shape, then length by diameter, L by D ratio, that is aspect ratio, then material type, part function, then the tolerances, that what machining process to be followed, and then surface finish, that is the smoothness of the surface. So those are the basic part design attributes which are there. So the right option here will be the part function. Okay. So come to the next question, that is, which of the following is the part manufacturing attributes. So if we talk about the part manufacturing attributes, you need to see the like particular which what are the part manufacturing attributes are there, that is there. So you need to see that major processes, uh, that operation sequence, then batch size, then it comes to annual production, then machine tools, cutting tools, material type. Those are the given attributes for the part manufacturing, as for the part of the part manufacturing. So that is which of the following here. So here it is given as surface finish. So we have seen it is in a part design attribute. Surface finish is given as part design attribute. So that is there. And then major dimensions also we have seen part design attribute. So remaining that annual production, we have seen that machine tools, operation sequence, batch size, annual production, those are the attributes of part manufacturing following manufacturing attributes. We can see. So here among those four options, the annual production will be the correct answer. Okay. So now coming to the coding system. Basically, like in our for that in the technology part, there are few classification of coding systems which are available. So one is hierarchical monocode. Another one is attribute or polycode. Then it's they are hybrid or mixed. So basically, what happens like even we can see if we go to the like bank or post office, here we can see the railway PNRs and also flight PNRs. So there are some like unique codes we can see that we use are different like in different sectors, right? So basically in manufacturing systems or like in design departments or manufacturing departments. So those are basically like some coding systems are there used. So based on that hierarchical or monocode is there. So that is nothing but a code in which each digit amplifies the information given in the previous digit. So it's nothing but if we write 1, 3, 4, 6, 5, 8. Say for example, this is the code that is given, right? So here, like the 3, it's getting that like where it happens that in which each digit, like say 1, 3, 4, 6, 5, 8, that each digit amplifies the information which given in the previous digit. So 3 that is taking the information from that 1. So that is the main significance of that hierarchical or monocode system, coding system. So basically, it has some like difficulties you can say so because it is difficult to construct. Like so, provides a deep analysis, and usually for permanent information, we can use this information as it is getting the information that code. The next code is getting information from the previous digit itself, the next digit. So it's like little bit difficult to construct. Can say. Then comes to the like monocode. Sorry, hierarchical and monocode it is there. So those two work in same way only. So then comes to polycode, or we can say chain text structures. So here what happens? Each digit is independent of all others. Say for example, 1, 3, 4, 6, 5 it is there. If you get code. So here each digit that is 1, 3, 4, 6, 5 and 8 that is independent of like all others and presents information like not dependent on the previous one. In hierarchical or like we have seen that each code is dependent on the previous codes, right? So but here that each and every code is independent and presents some information, unique information. And it is not that not a single code digit is dependent on the previous code. So basically, what we can say for from this, like it is easier to accommodate the changes, right? So that is the main significance of polycode. And another one is that there that mixed code or hybrid that is has like it is the combination of both like hierarchical and polycode. We can say that is some digits forming monocodes but like strings them together in the general arrangement of a polycode. So both are there, both the combination of both the methods are there. So those are the coding systems which are used here. So in basically due to the like difficulties in like in constructing or like due to the deep analysis parts in providing the coding system. So basically in manufacturing department, polycode is being used as it is easier to accommodate the changes wherever is required. So the right option will be polycode. Okay. Then The next question, which of the following coding system is used in the design department? Basically, what happens in hierarchical code is it's basically it's good for you the permanent information which it provides. So, and with giving a deep analysis on that, it can provide information. So basically, we can say for that reason that like hierarchical coding system is being used or monopole is being used in the design departments. So that is like when we have seen the lecture notes that how the hierarchical coding system is working. Say for example, mechanical, hydraulic, electrical, those are the systems. So 3 to 1x, 3 to x, those are electrical, then mechanical 3 to 2x. So those are the like that's those that I we have seen here. So in the lecture, so that is the main way of representing the hierarchical. And whereas hybrid is we can say that's the thing that both combination as we have seen that both combinations are there. Say for example, here like so basically we can denote it as a polyprop. Those are the representation of hierarchical you can say. Okay. Something like that. Then it goes to admin that that is here that polyprop. That is again that is polyprop and that is monopole. So this is the basic representation of we can say that combination of both polycode, monocode or hierarchical and that is those both combiningly it is representing the hybrid coding system. Okay. So even like in the coding system, there are basically different like are there. So one of the most popular one is the top coding system that is mainly like uh, developed by the US people, which is like based on the code, like you can say how a part is classified. A code will be given, you can say by the seeing the code itself, you can say that how that part is being classified, right? So basically, it is a nine-digit code, like with first five forming the primary code, while the last four are the secondary code. So that is that, and among that digit one, like interprets that general shape of the workpiece. Even it's subdivided into rotational and non-rotational classes and divided by the size, like length and length to diameter or length to width ratio. Then digit 2, which tells that external shapes and relevant forms, like features which can be recognized as step, conical, straight, or contours. So, and then digit 3, which tells or interprets that internal shapes, features which may be solid, bold, straight, or bold in like skate diameter, so threads, grooves. And then digit 4 is there, which are like digit 4 surface plane machining, such as internal or external curved surface, slots, then splines, those. And like here, those fives are the primary code, and the digit 5 is auxiliary holes or gear tip it is there. So, and from that digit 6 to digit 9 are the code, that last 4 are the secondary codes, where the digit 6 tells the diameter and length of the workpiece. Then digit 7, materials used. Digit 8, shape of raw materials such as round bar, sheet metal, then casting, etc. And digit 9 is workpiece accuracy. So this is the main significance or interpretation of the 9-digit codes, that is workpiece coding system. We can we for a part, or like if we are given a part, then you can say by the parts like description itself and the code itself, that okay, say for example, one, one, zero, three, two, 302. So if that code is given like using optic coding system, so you can say that one, which it like tells that rotational F1 is 1. So it is the rotational part, that is in between zero point 0.5 to L by D ratio is 0.5 to 3. And then again 1, that is external shape element, that is step to one end. Then again it is 1, so that is telling that internal shape. And then that F4 it is 0, that is no surface like machining. And then 3 is given, that is auxiliary hole or radial. Then F6 2 it is given, so it is in between 50 mm to like is greater than like less than 0, then greater than 100, that is we can say D. Then like OS3, that is materials, or like MS 10 0, it is internal like form or rounded part. Then round bar, then 2, that is accuracy in decoding digit. So decoding digit. So that is the significance of that optics coding system. Okay. So the next question is, okay, then process planning. So a process planning, if we say it is, if we define that process planning, then we can say determining the most appropriate manufacturing process and the sequence in which they should be performed to produce a given part or product specified by design engineers or design engineering process. So that determines process planning, nothing but it determines the most appropriate manufacturing process and the sequence in which they should be performed to produce a given part or product specified by the design engineer. So this is nothing but that process planning is like, if we note it as a process planning, is PP, design is given, design of a part or product, and here is your machine tool. So process planning actually it schedules and production and it like takes the production control process. Okay. So it is nothing but the designing machine like, so the thing is that It determines the appropriate manufacturing process and the sequence in which it should be performed to produce the given part, which is specified by the design engineering question. So that is nothing but process planning. So here the question is given as the fill in the blanks briefly describes all processing steps used to produce the work unit and the order in which they will be performed. So this is the right option will be B only, process plan, right? And then okay, so basically, who does that process planning? So process planning is accomplished by manufacturing engineers only. So we're familiar with the particular process in the factory and which is able to read the engineering drawings. So based on the knowledge and skills and experience, so they develop processing steps, and then like it's comes to the often delegated to specialists such as tool designers. So this is the way that process planning does happen. So like here like in process so question is time standards in the process planning are set by. So if we tell about that like uh, their work measurement techniques, okay, time standards are important, like can say important aspect of process planning in manufacturing, as it refers to the amount of time required to complete a specific task or activity within the production process. So it basically what it does, it is used to estimate the time required to complete a work unit, to plan production schedules, and to monitor or improve the efficiency of the production process. So the time standards in like process plannings are typically, like we can say, set using work measurement techniques only. So what work measurement technique is a set which is used to establish the time required to perform a specific task based on the analysis of various factors such as motion, method, and time. So it actually basically involves that observing and analyzing the work which is performed by employees, like using tools such as stopwatches or video cameras, and applying statistical techniques to calculate average times. So by using work measurement techniques only, time standards can be established that are accurate and reliable. So this basically allows for better planning of production schedules, as well as more like effective monitoring of production efficiency and productivity, you can say. So the time standards in the process planning are set by work measurement techniques, right? Okay. The next question is the planning of production and manufacturing modules in a company or industry. Okay, so production planning is the process of organizing or like managing various manufacturing like modules or process within a company or industry, you can say. So that includes the planning and scheduling of production activities, allocation of the resources such as labor, materials, equipment, coordination of activities across different departments or functional areas. So goal of production planning is to ensure that production activities like are being carried out efficiently and effectively, we can say. So to meet that customer demand and maximize the profitability. So it requires careful planning and coordination of different elements of the production process, including design, procurement, then manufacturing, quality control, distribution. So the like that it's that is the reason it specifically refers to the planning of production and manufacturing modules in a company or industry. So this is nothing but the correct option is production planning is a planning of production and manufacturing modules in company or industry, right? And like there that in process planning itself, like the some steps are being followed, say from example, from starting from set of goals, then like the data analysis, then analysis of the data, then like plans or like implement the plan, then monitor the plan, like create some plan, then implementation of that plan, then monitoring the plan. So likewise, like if something that then the cycle it's goes, then it goes again to the set goal. So likewise as like in that in a proper cycle it goes, that steps, all the steps are included in process planning part. So in production planning, like production planning, as I have already told, that it's like utilizes the resource allocation of activities of employees, materials, and production capacity to serve different customers like requirement to fulfill the customer's demand. And that production and process planning involves defining and in some cases optimizing the process, or like just a minute. Okay, just a minute. So one of you have asked that what is the right answer for that fifth question, right? So as we have discussed that the right answer for that fifth question is be the hierarchical only. For understanding that hybrid coding system only, I have drawn those things like, but the right answer for that is hierarchical, right? And then like so where were there that production planning part. So basically what it does that, as we said, that it utilizes the resource allocation of activities like of employees, materials, and production capacity to serve different customers demand or requirement. So production, just a minute, once for first slide. Okay, is it okay? And then comes to that production and process planning, which basically involves the defining in some cases like even that optimizing the processes or structures and layout, say. So basic requirement for an efficient factory, we can say. So like even in like material flow, in some key areas of material flow or production logistics, so develop some tailored concepts for plant and handling equipments. So this is the basic overview of production planning. And then comes to the next question. Production planning utilizes the resource allocation of activities of employees, materials, production capacity in order to serve different customers. Already we have discussed this. So the right option will be A, right? So like production planning, which involves that allocation of resources such as employees, materials, production capacity. We have seen that here to serve that production activities. So the thing is that it involves scheduling and coordinating production activities to ensure that necessary resources are available at right time, in right quantity, and with appropriate quality to produce the desired output or like desired requirement. So that involves balancing competing demand, such as some like we can say minimizing costs while maximizing the output, and meeting customers demand, and ensures that production is carried out in a safe and sustainable manners. So this is the main significance of things behind that line. So this the correct option is true. Anyone wants to talk? Anyone want to say some points or okay?
Yeah, it's true. It's okay. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, which of the following is secondary operation on the process planning? So, basically, what it happens like when designing and producing some like precision metal stamped components. So, engineers or like project managers, what they do, like they basically represent the manufacturers, that suppliers and metal stampers should like discuss the options for finishing the part to ensure optimal performance. So whether you need to inhibit that, like say for example corrosion or improve appearance or smooth sharp edges, or say example for example metal finishing. So this is the important step in manufacturing process that should be considered from the start. But rather like apart from that finishing operation that should include like say for example some coatings, platings, electropolishing, then deburring, those things, heat treating, cleaning. So and among that in the secondary process operation, so that's the reason like stamping is a like important part of the secondary operation, the process plannings. So rather than that forging and sheet metal rolling, those are the primary operation itself in a process planning. So can say that the stamping is the correct option for that. So anything other than that you want to add?
No, but only one thing, as a shopman, I differ with you. As
Okay,
a production man and also as a shopman, the
okay.
moment I do the process planning, I
Hmm.
always decide the sequence of operations and all the work centers and all the required operations.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a shopman or as a production man, as a planning man, I have covered everything in the process. The secondary operation will not come into picture there.
Okay, but based on the finishing and like the final touch, maybe those are the like the operations are being divided in primary and secondary. That's the reason
Anyway, that
maybe.
is academically, but
Yes.
in the industry, it's only the process planner. It is his headache to see that the part meets the quality requirements and
Hmm.
also the finishing requirements.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay, ma?
So, yes. So, moving to the next part, that is which of the following is or are the material property enhancing operation? So, that we can say that heat treatment, right? Because we have like studied about that processes which enhance the operation of that material properties also which enhance the properties. So, the correct option should be heat treatment, right? So, it is nothing but like that
But
use of heating or chilling cells so to extreme temperatures to achieve some desired results at hardening or softening as per the requirement. So those are the heat treated treatment or heat treated materials we can say after.
there are operations like metal spray. The
Yes,
metal spray also improves the metal material
metal.
property.
Yes, but here based on that
Yeah,
option.
in this
Yes,
listed answers, it's not there. Okay.
yes. So the correct option should be heat treatment. Then the document that specify the details of process plan is known as, okay, so this is like a route sheet. We can say it's a document that contains all the necessary information about the manufacturing process, such as that we can say the operations to be performed, the sequence of operations, then machines and tools required, then like the materials needed and time required for each operation which are being mentioned in here, the schedule of that operations. So it provides detailed plan of how a part will be manufactured. So it basically helps to ensure that process is consistent and efficient. So and like another one is there, it's planning sheet. So planning sheet is a document that outlines the overall plan for a project, so including objective, task, timelines, resources needed. So timeline sheet, and another one is there is timeline sheet, which is a document that shows the chronological order of events or tasks in project or process. So here it is given that document that specify the details of process plan, that is nothing but root sheet, because here it you can get the information related to the operation, sequence of operation, the time required for each operation, materials needed, machines and tools required, everything you can get, and the process plan you can get from that sheet, that is root sheet. So This is the correct option for that B. Okay. The next one is, which of the following are the objective of production planning? While discussing the previous questions on the production planning, we have seen the overview of the production planning. For that, we can say that it gives it like works with the objectives of like quality improvement. Then it should provide a better work environment, obviously, and then minimizes the wastage of raw materials. So all the three options are there, so all of these will be that we have already discussed in production planning process, we have seen. So this is the correct option for that. And which of the following belongs to stage 1 of the computer aided process planning? So like in we have seen here that that process planning till now. So during like last several decades, so basically it is getting the interest in automating that process planning function by introducing computer systems. So like alternative approach to process planning is the computer aided process planning, or CAPP, that provides the like architecture as such as you can say, just a minute. Okay. So see, CAD, then CNC, CNC, CAD came, then CNC, then it got combined as CAM, computer aided manufacturing. Then it is using that computer system, that process planning system is being automated using computer system, that is CAP, computer aided process planning. That process planning system is being automated using the computer, introducing the computer system, that is computer aided process planning, that is CAP. Okay, so there are the stages, like manufacturers have been pursuing some like to some paths to improve and computerize the process plannings in few stages, 5 stages. One is manual classification or standardized process plans, then computer maintained process plans, then variant uh, computer aided process planning, then generative computer aided process planning, and dynamic and generative computer aided process planning. Those are the 5 stages. In that manual classification or standardization process plans, like computer and also that stage 2, that is computer maintained process plans. So like manufacturers, what they attempted to overcome the problems of manual process plannings, so by basic classification of parts into families and developing standardized process plans for part families in stage 1. So that in that way the new part was introduced, then the process plan for the family, it like manually it got retrieved. So while that improved productivity, so it didn't improve the quality of the planning process and didn't easily take into the account the differences between the parts in a family, or not the improvements in production process. So in stage 3, that is variant computer aided process planning, there like initial computer aided approach that evolved, that what is now known as variant computer aided process planning. So it is based on group technology coding and classification approach to identify large number of part attributes, or parameters, we can say. Then the next stage is that generative computer aided process planning. So the next that stage process planning decision rules are built into the system itself. And then the next stage in like dynamic or generative computer aided process planning, where it involves the use of artificial intelligence, like some to produce process plans as well as like fully integrated into a like sim environments. So that is computer integrated manufacturing environment. So those are the 5 stages of computer aided process planning. So which of the following belongs to the stage 1 of computer aided process planning? That is, we can that is the like manual classification, right? We have seen in stage 1 the manufacturing used to have those to overcome the problems of manual process planning by classification of parts into families, or and like developing standards process plans for that part families, right? So that is that manual classification was there, so to so that they can get that plan of parts into families, right? So this is the right option for that, based on the group technology and parts classification. So while telling those all those 5 stages, which of the following system is based on group technology and part classification? Just now I have told, right? So this is nothing but retrieval computer aided process planning, right? That is like, or variant, which of the following system is based on group technology? So variant computer aided process planning, a option should be there, right? Yes, variant computer aided process planning only is based on group technology coding system, and like, yes, it is based on group technology codings and classification approach, like to identify large number of part attributes, right? So this should be the right option. And other than that, generative computer and retrieval, we have seen that how it works, right? In generative, we have seen that decision rules are there, those are built into the system itself. And then dynamic or generative cap system, where we have seen that artificial intelligence is taking forward those works. So that variant computer aided process planning only, that group technology is being used and part classification coding system are being used to like identify the large number of like attributors. Then the next one is CAD system provides graphically oriented data to computer aided process planning system to use to produce assembly drawings, right? So if we like write these things, it is design knowledge, that is CAD, or say 3D CAD modeler. Okay, then process planning knowledge, that is CAP, computer aided process planning, that is for process plan. Okay, and then manufacturing knowledge, that is CAM. Okay, that gives the MC codes. So finally you are getting the results, right? So here it is given the question as computer aided system design system provides graphically oriented data to CAD system to use to produce assembly drawings. So this is the right option only, right? It's true. From that representation itself you can tell that the right option, the statement is true, right? So those are the basically overview of that assignment questions which are being asked in to like this year and the previous year as well as. So I have tried to cover all those questions like, and basically if we need that benefits of the computer aided process planning here. So in survey of 22 large and small companies. Okay. So we can say that 58% reduction in process planning effort, then 10% saving in direct labor, or 4% saving in material, 10% saving in scrap, then 12% saving in tooling, and 6% reduction in work in process. So those are the basic survey has been done by the companies, so, and cost savings which were like cost analysis which were being achieved. So this is the overview of the computer aided process planning and the benefits over that computer aided process planning. Okay, so anything, anyone is having any questions on this or anything you want to discuss? Anyone? If anyone want to discuss something or anyone want to ask something, you can. Is there any doubt or any questions then? Yeah, anything you want to discuss? Any question or any doubt or anything you want to discuss?
In the industry, not many will get the opportunity to become good in all these four areas, three areas. Mm.
Mhm. True.
Yes, ma'am? Mm.
Yes. True. Other than that, anything like you want to tell or like anything, anyone have any doubts or questions? Otherwise, we can close.
What is this PMRF, ma'am?
That is Prime Minister Research Fellowship.
Prime Minister
Research Fellowship.
Research Fellowship. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Mm.
So, any other doubts or questions in the assignments or in previous years or this year assignment questions itself in week 7? Anything? Once show 13th question. 13th. This one, have you noted down? That is D, all of this, right? Okay. Anything else? Okay, then you can leave if nothing is there. Thank you for this session.